You're listening to Embrace Your Snake, the number one podcast for creatives and entrepreneurs that have big ideas and just need a little help to get them out into the world. I'm your host, Michael Jackson, and today we're talking about mean-spirited people. See, there's no reason to be mean-spirited. Honestly, what's the purpose that it serves for anyone to be mean-spirited? Is it just for the fun, that some people like to be mean? I'll submit to you that life is much more purposeful and fulfilling if you're not mean-spirited and you leave more of a learning style in its place. I'm especially down on mean teachers, especially those mean-spirited teachers at school. Let's talk about it for a minute and see if there's something to learn here. I want to talk about two different individuals here. One is older, I want to say, early 60s, and another one is younger, early 20s, okay? Let's talk about both of these individuals, and I want to talk about them in terms of their life moving forward and people who are supposed to be helping them, and in the case of both of these individuals, it's teachers in school. Now, we've all had teachers in school that we really adored, and we've all had teachers in school that we just despised. They were the people that, for some reason, either they didn't like us, or maybe they didn't like one of our friends, or there was something wrong with them that caused them to just be mean-spirited. Here's the first situation. Let's talk about the older gentleman first. He's someone I've known pretty much all my life. Well, I'd say all my life. And he's had some trouble through life. He's had some run-ins with the law. He's been in jail. He's had some problems with other things going on in his life. But at this point in his life, he has gotten to where he is pulling things together and getting his act together, and has decided to go back to school and get an education. So the situation happens like this. He's studied diligently for the entire, I guess, semester, because it's a college course. Studied diligently for the entire semester. Did his papers he was supposed to. Did miss a couple of classes, here and there. I should say tardy maybe for a couple of the classes, and I think might have missed one class. No big deal. Still knew all the material. Was on a course to actually pass the subject matter that for that teacher. So the day of the actual course, for the final exam, he gets all of his works done. He's got his papers done, and he decides, man, I'm just wiped out. I'm going to take a nap. Now, he wakes up after the nap, and the course, the final, has already started. He goes to the class, and the door is locked. Teacher won't let him in. Teacher had previously said, if you're not in the course by the time the exam starts, you're not getting in. Now, the teacher had never locked the door to the class during the whole semester. He just decided that for this final exam, he was going to lock the door and people couldn't get in. So, my friend failed the course because he couldn't take the final and basically got an F. That's one situation. Here's the second situation. This is the younger guy in his 20s. He's got a learning disability. He's a super smart guy. Just needs some extra time to learn things because of some dyslexia. He needs to have a little bit of extra time to learn his lessons. So his teacher agreed to give extra time. Matter of fact, I believe it's a state requirement that he get extra time for his classes because of the learning disability. Well, the teacher, it turns out, was going through some personal matters in her life and didn't actually give my friend the extra materials. As a matter of fact, when it was time for that final test to come, she dumped, tons of work on him, and because of his learning disability, he was not able to take that test and pass it. There was no way. Physically, couldn't do it. So, we have two situations here where teachers were supposed to be teaching. They're supposed to be nurturing minds, moving people through a system to get them out into the world to make a difference in this world. And because of their rules, They decided, you're not going to pass my class because you didn't follow my rules. Now, who does that benefit? Does it teach the person who's in their 60s more responsibility? By the way, the teacher, I believe, is in their late 30s or 40s, something like this. And they're going to teach the 60-year-old a lesson by failing them and making them take the class again. That doesn't seem right to me. In the case of the 20-year-old, the teacher is older, and the teacher just had personal issues going on herself and couldn't take care of what she was supposed to do for the student, so she failed my friend also because of her issues. Just, you know what? I didn't have to do that. You're going to fail the class. Take it over. Neither one of those situations helps anybody. It doesn't help either of the students. It doesn't help society have people who are functioning well in our society. It doesn't teach anyone a lesson per se, because all it teaches you is there are people in the world who are jerks like this. Now, one might argue, oh, well, the rule was you need to be there on time to take the test. Who does it hurt? Who does it hurt? This was not a military operation where the bombers need to come over at 400 hours and drop their bombs, otherwise the tanks can't roll. No, there was no life or death here. There was no situation where those tests couldn't be administered later, and the person who was taking the test couldn't just take them and pass and move on, move forward with life. Now, there are details that we can go into, but my point about these two stories is this, and this is how you can look at your business and your life moving forward. You've got the opportunity during your business to help people, and there are people who have the opportunity to help you. I will hope and pray that the people that you get to help, you think about their situation and you go, you know what? That's not life and death. I can help that person. I can be patient. I can understand when people have problems and they need a little extra help. And hopefully when somebody looks at you and you owe them something, they will look at you and say, you know what? There are extenuating circumstances here. I'm going to help this person out and help them move forward, help them build their business, help them become another contributing person in society so we all grow. Just take time to think about the experience that you're creating for someone else and how they may receive your either help or denial of help. I hope that you'll be that person who steps back and says, let me help this person grow because I can do that. This world can be a lot better place without mean-spirited people. If people would just take the time to look at situations from someone else's point of view. Not everything in life is a hard teaching lesson. Not everything in life has to be my way or the highway. If you can help somebody, you can help them grow. You can see them to the next level in their evolution. Help them out a little bit. You can bend the rules. Nothing is black and white so much that you can't help somebody reach their next goal. This is Michael Jackson. Peace.